Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. We are on day number 3 of our 2026 Clean With Me series. So I just thought it would be fun to do an informal clean out, declutter, and reorganization of our sewing space here on YouTube. Every year I like to do this after I take out my Christmas stuff and just refresh my room. I love having a clean space to work in, and my goal for you guys for this series is to have a clean, functional, and also pretty space to sew in for 2026. So we are on day number 3. If you missed the previous days, go back and watch those days. They're short videos. And I also mentioned that I have a free PDF download for you. It's basically just the 10-day checklist of all the things we're going to be tackling so that you can have something to cross off as you're done with each item. So super informal, but hopefully beneficial to you and your space. All right, so let's do a quick recap. Day number 1, we took out just the trash, anything that didn't belong in our sewing room that's made its way in. We all have those culprits. Yesterday, we just dove headfirst into our fabric yardage and hopefully got all of that organized, or at least in piles to donate and to keep. Today we're going to be going through our smaller cuts like fat quarters, anything under what I call under a yard of fabric. Those are my smaller cuts, and I also include pre-cuts in this day. So this might be one of your harder days because you probably have a lot of smaller random cuts of fabric in your space. For this day, I suggest maybe putting on a movie or maybe listening to an audiobook or some music, something to help keep you motivated as you're going. Because I have a feeling this is probably going to be one of the larger days of cleaning, and we're just going to get it out of the way right up front. It's also probably causing the most clutter in your storage space because little bits of fabric here and there and you don't know where to put them or what they go with. We're going to handle that today. So again, like yesterday, we're going to be going through this fabric and we're going to be asking ourselves, can we live without it? If we can live without it, we're just going to put them right away into that donation bin. Now, I like to stay out of my donation bin, but at the end of the day, if you're like, oh man, I should have kept that, you can obviously go back and grab that back out. So, but to get it out of the way at first, I think once you mentally let go of it, you'll find that it's okay and you're not that upset about it. So we're just going to sort through all of those pre-cuts and fat quarters and things like that and figure out what we'd like to keep and what we'd like to get rid of and donate. I also tend to go through scraps at this point that are just totally unusable and like, why did I save them? They might need to go into my scrap bins, which is totally fine, but they might also just need to go in the donation pile. And like I mentioned, I think it was day number 1, we have a lady who takes scraps of any size in our quilt guild, and she uses them to fill dog beds and cat beds. She makes animal beds for our local shelters, and so that's a great place to donate them to. And so if you have some random weird scraps that made it into your sort of medium-sized fabric bins, that would be a great way to donate those today. So that's probably going to take the most time. Figure out what you want to keep, figure out what you want to donate, and then we're going to move forward. And I want to just talk a little bit about how to organize all of the stuff that you decide you want to keep. So for anything that's under a yard, but over like a scrap, I keep in these white plastic totes. These are from Target, but I believe you can also get them at Walmart and probably online at Amazon. I will link the ones I have below. And these actually fit really nicely in my IKEA Calyx shelving units. They're perfect for storing folded fat quarters and just smaller pieces of fabric that don't fit in my yardage vertical storage and that are too large to be a scrap. Now you can sort yours by color. I actually have mine by designer. So this bin is my Sweetwater bin, and you can see they're all pretty much folded about the same size, much like my yardage. I like to try and fold my fabric pieces so they're of similar size. It makes them a little bit easier to see. It makes them look more organized. And then also, like I said, it's really easy for me to just grab one of those fat quarters out of there, cut some of it up, fold it back, and put it back in the bin. And I can just take this whole bin out of my shelf, use what I need, and when I'm done, just put all of it back in my shelf. So it's really, really easy for me to use my fabric and then put it away. All right, and then here's the other way that I store in this. And these actually used to just be on my shelf, so that's why they're still on my comic book boards. But I had all of my Bonnie and Camille organized by color on these boards. They were actually just sitting on my shelf, so nothing holding them up, just the comic book boards. And I decided to put them in these bins because they're just a lot easier to get out and use. So here's another option for storing in these totes. The other cool option that IKEA has instead, if you don't like the totes, is they have inserts that make your IKEA square half and half. So they're the perfect size for 2 rows of fat quarters. If you lay them in there like library books, perfect storage for those. I'm not sponsored by IKEA. I wish I was, but they do have some good storage for your fabric. If you don't want to keep them by designer, another great way to organize those bins would be by color, and you can just have one bin for each color, or you could mix and match depending on how much fabric you have. But at least that way you would be having some sort of an organizational system that you know where the purple fabric is or where your whites are. And so it's easy for you to know where it is, find it, use it, and again, put it away. So that's kind of the key to keeping your space organized, is making it really easy for you to put things away. I mentioned in day one that we need to find a home for all of our items, and if they don't have a home, those tend to be the items that become clutter in our space. So finding an area where it's easy for you to see what you have, use what you have, and then put it away will help keep your sewing space or craft space clean for the long haul. The other thing that I always get questions about is my gold wire baskets that are here on my IKEA shelves. Those are also from IKEA, and they actually just wrap around the horizontal shelf above them and hang below. It leaves me space for my totes below them, and then I have all of my pre-cuts stored in there. So charm packs, fat eighth bundles, jelly rolls all go in that space. It's not big enough for a fat quarter bundle unless you have like a half of a fat quarter bundle, but it is a good way to have some extra storage. It actually looks really cute, and I just have them all organized so that the bows are facing out. So a big thing in my sewing space is if it's not cute, I don't want it in here. And if it's looking cluttery and ugly, either get it out or make it cute. And this is a great way to make your fabric look cute. And again, I keep like things together. So my jelly rolls are together, my fat eighth bundles are together, and then all my medium-sized cuts and fat quarters are in these totes. But having them organized by type makes it really easy for me to figure out where to go to get those items. And like I said, it makes it really easy for me to put them away. And I do have a video showing more details on how I fold and keep all of my smaller cuts stored over here, so you can check that out as well. I'll link it at the end of today's video. But that's it, I think, for my tips for today. Go ahead and go through all of those smaller cuts of fabric. Decide what you want to keep, decide what you're ready to donate. So just dive right in, have fun going through all your fabric. Maybe you'll find some things you forgot you had. You'll definitely find some things that maybe you don't love anymore and you're ready to donate. Once you're done with all of that, put all your donate stuff in the donate pile. Fold and store nicely anything that you want to keep. If there's not a space for you to put it in your room right now, that's okay. Add it to that dining room or wherever you're keeping your keep things. Just make sure it's organized and ready to put back into our space when we're done with our series. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you're enjoying this series, and then I will meet you back here at 10 a.m. tomorrow for day number 4. You could also, if you are one of those people who buys fat quarters from your shop and you don't have everything from one, and you don't have something from one designer because you love them, hopefully you have all my fabric, but you know, hey.